Faces, bro.
You feel that way. Cool as hell.
Welcome to 2 More Than 98.
Where we get... Yo, we do this shit every time. Welcome to 2 More 98. Where we talk about anything and anybody.
With no judgments, with different lenses about what should and can't be done and said. I'm your host, Ajax.
And I'm your host, Rashawn. And we have two guests with us. What's your name, bro?
Lamar.
Brother Lamar.
And I'm Ray.
And
we have all our episodes are special, but this one's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be some type of education amongst all the shit we talk about. These two guys are partners with a company called
Golden Growers LLC.
Golden Growers LLC,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you guys deal in CBD and stuff, right?
Yes, CBD products. CBD products.
Any THC in them?
The regulated amount.
Regulated amount. And what's that?
1/3 of 1%. Did sum it up easily. 0.03.
0.03.
Yeah.
And that's what you could deal legal limit.
That's a legal limit. Yep. That's why it's considered CBD.
Wait.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay.
So CBD has a very small amount of THC in it. So that's why you have the 1/3 of 1%. It can't be above that in order to legally be classified as CBD. So to be used, also pretty much anywhere. Mm-hmm. So you still need to be 21 or older to buy it. But technically, with it, the Farm Bill is what made CBD legal.
Okay.
So with that is also another chemical. It's called Delta 8, which is kind of the big fad right now, mm-hmm. because that's essentially legal THC.
Okay. So you said that's Delta 8.
Delta 8.
Okay.
Because pretty much the chemical name for THC is Delta 9. So Delta 9 is the illegal substance. So that's what's still federally illegal to sell unless you have those states that legalize marijuana. Mm-hmm. So like Jersey, you're able to carry a small amount, up to 6 ounces. Can't have no more than that on your person. But
are we talking about the flower or are we talking about the oil?
We're talking about primarily the flower. The flower is what's really regulated. Mm-hmm. The oil and stuff like that, they
haven't written much about it yet.
Yeah, it's kind of the Wild West because again, a lot of things aren't really known about this industry. Although it's been in California, Oregon, and
Washington State,
Colorado for a while. It hasn't. No one really goes into super detail about everything about the plant can do. And there's still a lot of research being done right now. So that's why CBD is kind of like one of those things that falls in line with sea moss, like ashwagandha, things like that are very good, that are natural substances to take. That's good for the immune system or good for certain things.
So before I get into the action, because it's just the information that you gave just sparked a lot of different questions in my mind. Can we introduce some the products right now?
Yeah,
real quick, so we can get in. The first thing you got is what?
This is a Delta 8 Vape Pen, right?
Okay.
Cartridge. And the good thing about this cartridge is it affects you psychoactively. So, but it'll bring you down quicker than the Delta 9.
So you're not getting high, but you
are. You are. This Delta 8. So it's THC. Anything that's THC, that's all about the psychoactive, right?
Okay.
But it doesn't. You come down quicker, so you won't stay there as long as Delta 9.
So when you say quicker, that could be different for different people. So what we're talking about as time wise on average.
So if you smoke this same, what is it? 1 milligram.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 1,000? Yeah. People say 1,000 milliliters. So 1,000 milliliters.
So is that how many puffs is that?
Huh? So essentially, that's realistically around probably about 500 puffs. 500 puffs.
But
if you had this in Delta 9,
but if you're taking a hit, right?
If you're smoking it, you're saying, most pens will be good after about. If it's a real good oil, you'll say about 5 to 8 puffs. You're good. If it's a decent one, say about 10 to 15.
As far as CBD oil,
no, this is Delta 8.
This is
okay. In terms of Delta 8 will be comparable to to Delta 9 a regular bud. So if you have a regular pen, that's regular bud. You know what I mean? So those are pretty much it. Like a good oil is about 5 to 8 hits. A decent oil is about 10 to 15. So that if you do about 5 to 8 hits, you know what I mean? Say THC will leave you up there for a pen, maybe about an hour and a half. That
he said leave you up there.
so 45 to.
Let me ask you a question. So why would I'm just I gotta to bring out more information for those who do smoke. Me personally, I'm not a smoker. However, those who I know seek to do it. Why would someone wants to use a pen? Like, what does it do? Like, what is supposed to do? The cartridge? Yes.
Smell. I think it's 100%. My opinion.
But also, you can take that inside. You know what I mean? So that's something that
you can
take
it inside.
So say like if you're going out, if you're outside somewhere, you know what I mean? Even say you go to a strip club, you can't smoke inside a strip club, but you can smoke vape inside a strip club.
Yeah, you've seen people with the vape cigarettes for years, right?
Yeah.
So what? They get tobacco, you don't smell the pack.
What does it do for?
So we're saying on the CBD side of things, what the vape pen does. So CBD is pretty much you're going towards that pain management aspect. So that's what the pen is for. So like the pen. So we're saying the pen, like the lotions, even if you're smoking it, then whether it's in a flower form, pre-roll, anything like that, it does help with pain management. Now, when you get to the drops, because they're in a more concentrated form, can help with other things. Okay. You know what I mean? So, like in the right amounts, we had people tell us that our products help them stop smoking. We had people say just get a bit of normality.
That's
like seizures.
Go back to that. You said somebody said it helps them stop smoking.
Stop smoking.
Nicotine products.
Nicotine products. Cool.
So they were using our drops.
Yeah. Okay.
And that helped them, so they didn't have the cravings or anything for like the nicotine products and things like that. Because that, I don't know, because some people sometimes smoke for different reasons. I mean, whether they've been doing it forever. Some people, believe that it may help them with certain things. You know what I mean? So, with other things, you have the placebo effect with different things. But that's one thing that somebody said. Another person helping with the anxiety and taking anxiety medications.
I had a guy who would buy it for just their PTSD. They came back from
traumas from past.
They were in Afghanistan. Yeah.
So instead of taking the medication, like instead of going to the pharmaceuticals to get those, obviously those drugs end up hurting you, doing more harm to you than good to you.
He said it's the best sleep he had in years.
Wow.
And somebody else said that there was a lady who just had a child, and the epidural, they don't do it right. You have nerve pain, pretty much for the rest of your life. Right. She said when she got our pain, that was the first, and she didn't realize that she actually fell asleep, and she fell asleep for 5-6 hours. The first time she did since she had a child. It's been a couple of years. You know what I mean? So, and I use it on my wife who has the same issue. You know what I mean? She has different ailments. I use the oil. I use the cream. She has a pen for herself.
Now you said when you said that cream, you playing basketball, you right after you playing a good game, you take a good shower, you put that cream on, it helps
we
even have soap. So
we didn't bring it.
Why don't you guys bring the soap?
Wash up real quick. Now, that's gonna start the process.
It's a top seller item.
So then afterwards, if you put the lotion on, by the time you get on to the rest of your day, you forgot you played basketball.
Wow.
So it acts very fast. For some people.
Well, there's a reason, and the reason, the truth be told, the reason is most of our products it has a high quantity of CBD in it versus more than what you'll see in the common marketplace. Okay. You see these little stores in the mall, kiosks in the mall, and they'll have maybe 1,000 to be the most, or they'll start the range of 100 milligrams of CBD. This is 3,500. So you get a quick response, and only and I'll tell you the secret. Our business model is that we take it from the farm, right, straight to your hands. So we were able to process and make it affordable for the common consumer.
Okay. And also very effective.
It's very effective.
Like you're saying, like it's about give and take what's on the market, anywhere from 3 to 10 times stronger than what's on the market.
Okay. So how about this right here? That's
a pre-roll.
That's a pre-roll.
So okay,
we'll open this
and that's
up.
a CBD pre-roll.
CBD Preroll. So just in case your audience never heard of that term pre-roll, we just open this up. So this is our premium pre-roll. We squeeze the top, and that pops open, and then you have a big spliff.
Nice.
Right.
You know that's staying here, right? All right.
It's all right. Yeah.
And right here, you guys got the flower.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we can take the flower out. And what do you know what genetic is? He gonna let you smell it. He probably knows because he puts everything together.
Nice. That's a lifter.
Lifter.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So you can see. So you wouldn't know the difference. Again, the cannabis plant. There's different versions of it. Every Delta 9 version of the cannabis plant. It's high in Delta 9 and THCA. That's what everybody loves. This is high in CBD.
Okay.
So in growing wise, it looks exactly the same.
Right.
If you walk through the field, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. For the most part.
In the audience, go to follow us on Instagram, Golden Growers LLC. On IG, you'll see the 2 golden G's just like this. It's our logo.
I'll tag it so they can.
And so you guys can see, and you can see what the plants look like.
Now, real quick. So, what's the prices on these, from the oil to the flower?
Well,
it's not to discuss that.
Wait.
No. We do everything by the book, brother. We have no issues with discussing prices, but I can tell you what it retails. So we distribute to a lot of stores. That's been our business model for some years now, at a wholesale, and we know what some of the stores charge.
Yeah, it's but that of course is different prices because we do consignment deals. Cash deal, you always get a better number. But we're saying retail, like the jars, the apes, we have stores that sell them for $40, $50.
Okay.
The pre-rolls, I know some stores that sell them for $20. The lotions, between $50 to $70. And for like the pens, between $30 to $50. Depending on what it is.
So, I want to ask y'all a question. What made y'all want to get into this?
Weed. Plain and simple. So
there's a few reasons, but that's one.
Plain and simple.
Just keep it. Listen, this is 2 more than 98. We keep everything 100.
Let's be real. So it was we was at one of our boys' house and we was talking. And I was like, "Yo, we come around. I'm getting into it." Nobody say. So we were sitting there talking about it. So it came through in Jersey. It came through like, yeah, they about to start making weed legal, yada yada yada. Put your license in. So instead of calling me, this motherfucker pulls up, was like, "Yo, son, we can do this."
Right.
I'm like, what? He's like, "Yo, we can do this. Yo, it's legal, son. Look, it's legal. My wife, she just told me. So let's start this." I was like, "All right, let's do it." And so from there, we started to get into it. Got the lawyer, all that. Then they put on the back burner. So he's like, "All right, well." Then the lawyer suggested, he's like, "Well, why don't y'all do CBD?" I was like, "The fuck is CBD?"
Oh, so you guys were going for the big dog, the THC.
And then we went from the recreational, got the politics in Trenton, right?
Yeah. So they got put on the back burner.
And then we wanted to get into the medicinal, and that was just a whole. That's a whole shit show.
So he's like, "You know what? We still want to go." So all right, so we can't go medicinal. We can't get bud. We still want to go to something that's going to help. So he's like, CBDs. We're like, well, what's CBD? So we started to look into and research. I'm like, "Yo, this is weed." He's like, "Nah, CBD." It's like, "What is it for?" So we started looking up, finding out what it's for. I started reading about it, researching everything. Then we had started to grow in Pennsylvania. So then from there, this industry is very shady. Our lawyer wanted to become an outcome. I was talking to, the price points were different. So me, looking like I don't have too much money, we're asking them what it takes to get everything tested so we can make sure everything is in compliance.
Right.
So one told me $500, told him $750, then told one of our other partners, some man, told him $1,000. So between the three of us, it's a $500 spread. Right. As if we're not going to talk this over, like, "Yo, well, he told me, y'all," like, well, he told me something different.
So they all on the take.
Yeah. So everybody's trying to find a way to make money off of us. Then we get our first crop.
And they didn't honor the contract.
They didn't honor our contract at all. mean, so now we have 150 pounds of biomass, which, if anyone doesn't know, biomass is everything else outside of the plant.
Right.
So you have the buds, and then everything else that it produces goes into biomass.
The plant, the
outside
leaves.
of the stalk.
Yeah.
So we have a 150 pound bag of that, but only 60 pounds of flour.
Right.
So we're like, well, is this normal? I mean, and so then as we go through, now we go to our next room in Jersey. So now we're outside, so now we're doing this ourselves. And so now we see the difference on a field, on a 2-acre field. Now we have our plants out there, now we get the flour, and then we get the biomass. This does not add up at all. We did not even get a whole bag of biomass, mind you. You're giving us like damn near 1.5.
Right.
I mean, so it was like, okay, so we got this first time. I mean,
So you're saying that at this point, being black entrepreneurs coming into this game,
we're finding out how things are going.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're not on top of this,
we know a lot. I mean, we know a lot, right?
I mean, you've come to know a lot.
But I told him in the beginning, and my other partners as well. I said we may have to lay on the sword to help other people that look like us not go through the same hurdles we have to go.
I appreciate that.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. This was it 2019. We had the 2020. You did the farm, right? 2020. We were able to teach and help a lot of people pro bono, you know, and just give information and just out here, you know. That, and I think that's what is that was the motivation.
That's dope.
That was the motivation for me. Also, with the marijuana was one thing, but once we started settling in what we're doing,
everything was supposed to be about healing the community. No matter what. I mean, no matter what it was, marijuana, we got into this. Everything was about healing where we come from. I mean, so removing the stigmas of whatever it may be, whether it's weed or whatever. I mean, but also just taking that money and putting it in and investing into the community to an extent to what we can do.
He said it was about healing where we come from.
Yep. Our slogan is heal the hood. So now that we have so much science on what all our products can do, and the new things are coming out, and we're networked in from different people, farmers, scientists all around this country. And we have labs and things that we deal with, and we're always getting new information first, and we're willing to pass it down the line to our people.
You know, from what I just was listening to you guys, your motivation and where it started from to what you got yourself into, and seeing like the more information that you guys learn and how y'all, like you said, heal the hood. I think y'all doing it on two bases. One, on a financial level, because whoever want to get into it, be careful, because watch out for X, Y, you showing them the ropes. And then, as you said, the other part, I think mental health, because as you said, somebody said that helped them with the anxiety, PTSD, things in that criteria. So you kind of killing them like two birds with one stone with one thing, which is a good thing. To like just the mindset, it goes into what we was just about to talk about, the mindset of our people. The two major things that black people's talking about right now is financial freedom and mental health. Yeah, those are, and pretty much self-improvement underneath mental health. Those are the two biggest things that black people right now, regardless of whatever you believe, we ain't talking about religion. We're not talking about whatever you believe. The goal is those are the two big things that's being talked about amongst us as a people, and I just think that is a beautiful thing.
And our company's been built on 100%. I'm sorry.
No, because
no problem. I'm sorry. But our company's been built. Our company's been built on 100% black dollars, and that's something we're proud of.
That's dope.
Now, as we get bigger, we're trying to keep it that way, but we are growing.
I mean, but we can't keep it that way. I mean, if enough people see this and enough people want to actually help, because the thing about it is as we grow, like we don't have to take on everything. Right. We can empower people to do things. I mean, so somebody has farmland out in Pennsylvania, has farmland in another state. If you get a license out there, like we'll help you learn we'll teach you how to grow if you don't know how to. We'll help you, and then we'll purchase the product off of you. Or if you set up, to be purchased a percentage, or if we're getting big enough, you're just going for us.
And don't even get it twisted. We also have lines of other people, middlemen, merchants that want to buy flour.
Exactly. Right. So there's there's no one way. I mean, inside this industry, there's a lot of different ways. I mean, because everybody focuses on marijuana, but forget that CBD is still $1 billion business.
Right.
But on top of that, I mean, CBD is one of the main things that actually can go after big pharma, because what do? They take plants, add stuff to a process, and they give you a pill,
and they regurgitate back to you with some.
Then what? One pill is $500 in certain cases. I mean, and you need 20 of them a month to survive.
Right.
You know, now I mean, on top of helping that ailment, it's also giving you some type of poison with it. I mean, most likely 90% to 100%.
You're trying to fix one thing, but you're fucking something else up.
Exactly. Now, you're helping your heart, but fucking up your kidney. So, I mean, so with this, you can be helping your body and fucking up nothing.
Right.
I mean, like, so you're taking in and ingesting something that grows naturally from the earth. The reason they call it weeds because it can grow anywhere. I mean, a lot of people forget about that. There's 3 strands of weed, though.
Right.
There's three strands. I mean, there's sativa, there's indica, then there's ruderalis. Ruderalis is a very short, which is what most auto flowers are. So after 90 days, it's ready, no matter what. But that is a plant that can grow in cold climates. So for like us, we have winter. I can grow that plant outside in the winter and still produce a good crop.
So therefore, if you have what do you call it, the ruderitis? Ruderitis.
Yep.
Right. So that could grow in the wintertime. So how does the wintertime affect the harvest of the regular?
You don't grow those, because once first frost comes, all those other plants are done.
But you could go with that one.
Plant.
See, God knows what he was doing. He's like, you gotta have this all year round. But you know what I mean.
So the ruderalis, I think its origin is from Siberia, and then it really came into popularity when it was growing in British Columbia. So everybody knows about weed in British Columbia, right? So rumor has it was on the side of the mountain, and then it was snow, and they just dusted off, and the plant is still there growing.
So. With that being said, I know you guys are opening 2 stores, or you opened up 2 stores.
Well, the goal is 2 stores, but it's coming. The second one is coming, but we're focusing on the first one first.
Which is in the Palisade Mall.
Yes, Palisade Center.
In Palisade Center in Nanuet, New York. Nyack.
West Nyack, correct.
Listen, so we all folks don't kill me. I know I'm from there, but I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you forgot your hood, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's been a minute.
So we have a kiosk there now. We haven't marketed it yet, but it's already getting a lot of attention.
So it's not open yet?
No, the grand opening for the store is the 4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend.
Right. But we, as we're doing construction in the store, we just put a kiosk out front.
Okay.
And the kiosk is getting a lot of attention without any marketing because the products sell themselves.
Did you guys give out free samples, or you just
not even at the?
Look for something free, bro.
No, we do.
When you go to the food court, they hand you a free piece of chicken.
So like we got a guy named Marcel up there who's really helping us put this together, and he's a bit of a maniac when it comes to sales. So like he's chasing people down with the cream, putting it on them. But once they feel how their skin feels after they put it on, they come back. They're surprised, one, that it's so smooth. I mean, that it's not oily. But then after that, that it's actually effective. It's like, oh, well, this is a 2 for 1. Like, not only is it something I can use daily because it actually moisturizes, because it's shea butter. I mean, but it actually has properties that can actually help me throughout the day.
Gotcha.
Especially, those people who type a lot, things like that. That's something that you can rub on your hands and you can keep it going. You know what I mean? Different hand ailments or even elbows, arms, wrists. I mean, like I used the oil just the other day for my back. Like I slept horribly, and my kids came and took all the space. So I felt like
we know about that.
You know what I mean? So I get up, my back is on fire. Take a couple drops, I'm gonna wipe on my back. They say,
you're out.
9 o'clock, I'm out the door.
Like nothing happened.
So, like it's not just that that we're trying to sell you a product. Like it's something that I use with my family. I test everything on myself first.
Gotcha.
Before I even put it out there to the public or my family.
Gotcha.
Because and I feel perfectly fine, we're doing it because I know we grow a good product, or the flower that we have is going to be good, and we're giving you something quality, I'm not going to give something that I don't feel 100% confident about.
Yes.
I mean, like, this is not just a way of life or just like a get rich quick scheme. You know what I mean? This is something that I want to have longevity, but on top of that longevity, I mean, people see the strides that we're trying to make.
You want to build a legacy, yeah.
Yeah, you build legacy, but also, I mean, I would like our legacy to be going after pharmaceutical companies getting people off of these heavy prescription and these heavy meds, because it's not healthy.
Right.
It's not good. That's not a way to sustain your life.
I mean, for the most part, we know that. It's just that it's kind of hard for some people to stray away because you're already hooked on to a medication that's somewhat kind of doing something, but it's
no, because when you think about it, okay, so what did Big Pharma come from? I mean, Big Pharma came from, was it John D. Rockefeller? I mean, the petroleum guy, because the byproduct petroleum was good for medicine. At least that's what he told everybody.
right.
So all the books, everything, like he went on a huge campaign and gave universities so much money
So they could rewrite
his curriculum.
Yeah.
And anything that had to do with something like this, had to do with flowers, or anything like that,
Was extracted.
was pushing. You know what I mean, anything like that that's natural, that comes from the earth, and I can put it together and give it to you in its most natural form. That's demonized. Now I mean,
Right,
everything that's holistic is on the back burner. Now I mean, but everything that has to do in pill form.
So hold
Right in front
on.
of
Everything that's been helping humanity since humanity existed is now good.
It's no longer good. But
Wow.
everything that I produce in this pill form is perfect.
That's devil talk.
So that's I mean, so Pfizer,
100%.
so Pfizer and Novartis and all of these companies and Johnson & Johnson, you know what I mean? Like, I can patent this drug. I can work it for 10 years, patent it, you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter because once it goes to market, there's 3 million people in the United States can say, even if it's 10 million people worldwide, but I'm charging you for this bottle of 30 pills for you to live for a month. I'm charging your insurance $3,000. Your copay is $500. I'm getting that 10 million times over. I don't care if it took me 10 years to create this. Within 1 month, y'all 10 million people gotta buy this, or at least half of you can start to convert to this,
Right.
Because this is the next best thing that's gonna help you, and it's better than the last drug you on. And this is what we're sold all time and time again. When I can just go in the backyard, pick this plant. Now I mean, go listen to old grandma. Now I mean, talk about root, which everybody want to demonize and say, "Oh, that's voodoo." It ain't voodoo. It's grass and it's herbs and it's berries, and they mixing it together and they give it to you. It's a potion of concoction.
Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up. They call voodoo and everything they couldn't understand black magic, right? So it's whatever black people and ethnic people were doing, and they couldn't understand it, and they had healing properties, right? Something that was devilish, it was black, it was black magic.
It was something that it was something that God didn't intend it, but yet every book, every religious text, and anything that's worth its salt is telling you that herbs, plants, anything like that,
anything natural,
that's what's going to help you heal your body.
The trend now is a plant-based diet.
And nothing is not everything that's created was by the Most High's permission. Period. So at the end of the day, we know that we use and created certain things, certain plants to help for certain different things, right? We know that now that when the oppressor came, he took it and did what he wanted to do with it, and take out, as you said, put things in the pill form, and now, as you said, all of the natural stuff ain't good for you, but what I give to you is good. But you mentioned family. I wanted to make a transition. I wanted to ask y'all a question, speaking about family or whatever, right?
Can you pass that?
Do you married?
Yeah.
You married?
Yep.
All right.
Happily.
And you married?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, y'all making sure too.
Last week was you was underneath fire. Hey yo.
It's okay.
Nah, but do y'all think that healthy relationships are created, or did you find somebody that brought the healthy relationship in? I want to listen. I want to. Yeah, is healthy relationship something that's created?
Created.
Yes, you have to create a healthy relationship. I mean, like it's every relationship.
Hold up.
Listen,
Is it created or is it what?
Is healthy relationships created or found?
No. Time out. Okay. So
the word's wild though. I found that.
Here we go.
Alright, so when it comes to healthy relationships, You can find somebody that's in a healthy state of mind. I mean, to start a relationship with. But that relationship still gonna take work.
That's right.
So if you thinking that you're gonna hop into something like, yeah, I found this great girl, and you just like, she's great, this is what we're gonna leave it at. We're just gonna rock out like, ha ha, good fucking luck. Like even to this day, like I say, I found the perfect person for me. But does that mean that every point in our relationship was perfect?
No.
Not at all. I'm calling him like, yo, son, you're about to get over, bitch.
I'm like, why, yo? Calm down, yo. Talk to me.
She violent, yo. She violent.
Nah, but you have some people believe, like, contrary. Some people truly believe that it shouldn't take any work to be in a relationship. They say love shouldn't be as hard.
Hold on,
Is that
the theory of soulmate? Is that like the soulmate theory?
Yeah,
I met the soulmate. It's cotton candy from now on.
They think that is
that's the theory of the romance books, because nothing in the book says anything about developing a relationship.
But that's a Disney style. That's a fantasy that's drilled into
people who don't want to work.
Not even that. That's a fantasy that's drilled into a lot of women. You know what I mean? But also it's something that's drilled into like when you have single mother households. You know what I mean? They may not want to see their son come out. You know what I mean? Or turn out like your father, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Even though he may not be a bad person, but y'all may just have a bad relationship. So you're not letting them be there. You know what I mean? So now you want to train this child up to be everything that you didn't have. So now you're creating a feminine man. You know what I mean? Who's going out there looking to be the head of household, but this is a masculine woman because she was taught to be strong. So it's like water and oil. Like it doesn't mix. It makes no sense. You can't be a feminine male trying to lead a woman who's masculine. Like she's not respecting you. I mean, that's first.
I like that shit.
So like even when it comes to that, like you have not even so much like when it comes to like that whole the red pill talk, because it's a lot of things that come along with that. It's not even that. It's just that you working up and realizing now that masculinity isn't a bad thing. Masculinity is something that all of us are taught because it's a code that men have to live by. Because again, whenever it comes to us, there's always, I mean, like a lot of people, like you've ever heard like Jordan Peterson say, like it's a low level threat of violence between men. Whenever we're having a conversation. I mean, if it can start to get heated, there's a chance that it can get to physical altercation. I mean, like no one is above saying, yo, let's go outside. When it comes to a man, like no man is above that. Like we get to that point, and yo, brother, like listen, let's watch this. Let's go ahead and outside.
That's right.
I mean, like, and we can go outside and box. You can outside.
And if
it don't happen right now, by tomorrow it's be good.
By tomorrow, by next week, I mean, like, yo, son, that done was dumb. I mean, but as a man, that's what you're able to do.
That's right.
As a real man, I mean, like, you can have that conflict and come back to the table like, yo, that shit was dumb.
That's right.
I mean, like, yo,
how about y'all discuss the shit was dumb before you even go outside and box?
Sometimes you hot.
But now, listen, I come back inside, my eyes fucking dangling outside my head. We can't just have a drink.
But as
being emotional.
Nigga, my eyes hanging on my damn socket.
But as a man, we're having this altercation. I'm not out here to kill you. I'm just out to prove a point.
Right.
I mean, I'm out here to get one up on you. Alright, like yo, you good? Alright,
yeah, let's go eat.
Like this is, I mean,
because
we get to a standstill.
You know what? That's how I grew up. Growing up, where I listen. Me and my friends, my cousins, we fought. We went. Yo, what we eating? We right back on the basketball court, laying it up after we shot the fair, won the whole 9 yards. Or meet me in a circle, you know that line. Meet me in a circle, toe to toe, whatever y'all niggas want to do. Yeah. We got the aggression out. Niggas is tired afterwards. Somebody proved points were proven, and then we went about our business. But people really believe. I'm talking. I'll see it all the time. I hear it all the time. You have some women. And I'm not even going to just say it's women, because I heard dudes be saying the same thing. I'm just trying to, where did this mindset come from where they think that being in a marriage, I'm not talking relationships, because relationships is for...
It's volatile.
I don't even respect boyfriend and girlfriend talks. I'm talking about particular marriages. Yeah. People think that being in a marriage is not hard. Like they say it shouldn't be hard.
No,
when that's just not what it is.
It's not the fact that it's hard. No, I mean it's the fact that it's a different set of rules when it's
It's challenging.
No, I mean,
challenge.
like it's challenging. That's the perfect word because I mean, like there is no F you. I'm going to my place to cool off. Like there's none of that.
That's right.
It's I'm going downstairs to sit on the couch,
That's
or
right.
I may go outside, or I may go for a drive. Know what I mean? But as men, you got to remove yourself from the situation. Know what I mean? Like that's something that we all do and we're taught to do. Know what I mean? But that's something that's kind of like embedded in us. Like as men, like we're not confrontational. Know what I mean? I was just actually watching something today, which was funny because confrontation. I mean, as you get into arguments raise your estrogen level. You know what I mean? Like when you're doing emotional things. But when you can, as a man, you can get away, calm yourself down, but something that relaxes you, that raises your testosterone, brings you back to being a logical thinker. So now you can go back into the situation like, yo, listen.
Go ahead.
You know what I mean, like this is I can see this is what we went wrong. Now I mean, or now you can sit down and listen and actually articulate. Now I mean, what she's saying to you. Now I mean, because now you're not heated, and now you're not she's just not spewing words at you. You're actually listening. Like, okay, you know what I mean? Because as men, we're naturally inclined to solve the problem.
That's right.
But all the time in situations in marriage, we have to realize that she may not be looking for us to solve the problem.
She just wants to talk.
She just wants to vent.
Vent.
You know what I mean? Like, you just got to be sitting there just like, you don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as a good husband, it's like, yo.
It's the 3 words. What?
And just as a leader in general.
Yeah, really.
It's just as a leader in general.
Like that's simple things like that. You know what I mean? Like just keep it engaged. Like yo, that means the world to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let her rock out with that. You know what I mean? Because again, like for us, we simple.
And plus,
hey yo,
I just gave a cheers to the camera.
Hey yo, you know I said, you remember when I told you about Karen 4 days ago? And I'm like, yeah. This is how I know you don't listen to me.
Because there was no Karen.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just about to go along to get along. Like, I'm not about to. There's no reason for us to sit here, you know what I mean, and start unnecessary arguments and fights.
Listen, my fault. But with that being said, me and my wife, we got this thing where we go by this one rule. I mean, there's a couple, but the main one is we can't yell about it if we definitely can't talk about it. You see what I mean? So we don't have any type of arguments. We can't yell about it if we can't talk about it. You see what I'm saying? So it gives us a chance to, when it's getting to that peak of a time where it could get to that point, we calm down. Then guess what? We'll come back 2 or 3 days later. Like, look, this was what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm. But that's one of the problems. I'm sorry, but this is one of the problems I have with our men, especially like young black men. They're without the father being around, not even in the household, because the households be dope, but being around. The thing something you were saying earlier, like they just the single mother just cut him off. You know, dad is gone, never remarried, uncles don't come around. And then he comes out in the world, he has all that testosterone. Testosterone is hand in hand with masculinity. You know what I mean? So he's running around here all this testosterone, but at the same time, when he has a woman, you know what I'm saying, the behavior from his environment, being around his mother, has him yelling and screaming for things that's not necessary, arguing, being emotional for little shit. Normally that we'll see a woman do with us and we'll just say, you know what I mean? But he's doing it and he's engaging in it, and it's not healthy. And I think that's a big problem we have in our neighborhoods, right? In our community, that we don't have enough men interacting with young men, telling them how to be a man.
And just seeing the proper example right in front of you, because as you said, you know, I'm one of them. My ex used to hate, right? Anytime when I see it's about to get out of hand, I'm immediately like, let's revisit this. Because right now you're not going to get what you need to get out of me. I'm not going to listen to you at this point in time. Because you starting to yell, raising your voice over mine, it's nothing good is about to come out of this. Let's just revisit this when we both can, you know, me being diplomatic, where we both can be clear-headed, right?
Yeah.
And used to hate, and she even hated when we went to go counseling. And the counselor, she said the same thing, right? She chose the counselor. And I was like, she said the best thing for marriage couples to do is if it's a conflict, walk away for a minute. Get it clear headed and come back and revisit it and y'all can talk about it. You know that took her out because that's how I always operate. When I know something, I'm not trying to talk just to be talking. I'm trying to get through. It doesn't matter how right I am. If I know I'm not getting through to you, I always save it because you can have the key all you want. If you can't turn that key, because if it's rusty at that point, you're wasting time, and I'm not in the business of wasting time. So, but going back, I think both men and women not seeing the proper, black men and women not seeing the proper way of either parents or just people in general talking things through conflict resolution, pretty much, right? As you said, young boys might grow up in an element they always hearing their mom just yelling through or their aunts yelling through problems, not seeing that the man just sitting there being able to, and listen, as healthy for us to see our fathers dealing with or being loving their mothers the right way. It's the same way that it's in I think it's very what's the word I'm looking for? I think it's
innate.
Yeah, you could say it's very innate for us to
replicate.
Watch our mothers talking to our fathers in the best of manners as well. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to see where everybody could, because now you got because you could as much as you say that we watch our fathers deal with conflict. If you got daughters, the daughters is watching their mom yelling through everything. Now your daughter, you might be right,
that's the way to do
but your daughter is just gonna be thinking that's the way of handling things.
You know what? Shit, she gonna kill me because I said the shit wrong. If we can't talk about it, we definitely can't yell about it. I said it backwards. If we can't talk about it, we definitely can't yell about it.
Before you said that.
No, I said it in a different way, but just to be sure.
One thing I noticed about being a man, I don't communicate well when I'm emotional. Like this conversation we're having, even kill, logical thoughts, communicating well. I remember this, right? You put me in the front row of the basketball game and I'm seeing my favorite team, the Lakers, LeBron out there dunking the ball. And I'm like, communicate. I'm emotional. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna see. I'm like, you remember what I said to you at the game? You going like, nah. What the fuck you saying? you talking Geechee, man. You know?
Yes, big like,
right. So that's something like I know. Like I try not to be too emotional, especially arguing emotionally with my wife. Forget about it.
And women don't respect that anyway, though.
Oh man, forget about it. Don't do it.
It's gonna bring it to my point.
To see. Women don't respect, especially men, because we out of pocket. If you're starting to deal with things emotional, you're technically out of pocket. Because and remember, regardless of how somebody's making you feel, and it's hard, but this is evolving to a level of certain maturity where you don't even allow your emotions to affect your decision making.
No, you're not supposed to.
And, you know, I know we definitely not as a man, but just as a human being in general,
right?
Because
but
emotions,
you can't even say that because women are emotional beings.
Yeah, but when they rise into the level of a thinking of logic, because which they can do. I think that we're bringing the standard down so much and just making it okay.
No. Like, I don't even think that we're making it okay. I think the fact of the matter is that there's not enough men out there. You know what I mean? There's not enough real men out there. Because at any point in time, you know what I mean? If your wife is getting out of pocket and your wife getting out of pocket, you can be like, all right, listen, we're going to dead this right now. We're going to revisit this later. Because this isn't going to be conducive right now.
Right.
Period. You know what I mean? And that's going to be the end of it. You know what I mean? It's not the fact to say that you have that play with your wife is because she respects you in that aspect to respect what you're saying at that point.
100%.
It's not enough.
Yeah, but people look for fire in a relationship too. Like I'm not saying like what you're saying is right.
I mean,
but
like
there are people look for that fire.
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
PTSD though.
Don't get me wrong.
You gotta realize that's
we all like a woman that has a bit. That's a bit spicy. And we like a woman who can stand on her own. But at the end of the day, that's man.
No, but that's
but that's not even spicy anymore. That's toxic. And when it gets to that certain,
it's a fine line between things. Now, like it's nothing wrong.
The consistency
of trauma though.
And we
like that.
You don't supposed to be liking that little bit of toxicness.
Wait.
Because once they realize,
do you want a female you can roll over all the time?
Hold up. Because a woman not spicy doesn't mean that you can rule over her. Let's just make this perfect.
Wait. There's a lot of women that
I know a lot of women that won't
whatever.
even raise her voice at you, but you don't got. She control her own.
But at
way
the
how she
day,
move, and that messes the guy up even more. When a woman embraces her femininity, right, and she like her womanism and know how to get what she want through the she.
But again,
she ain't doing all of that.
But this
like,
the thing but that's a woman's power, and I think that's what they're realizing. That's not what they're realizing that they have. Now I mean, like, so the simple fact is, now I mean, like, if I was still out there on the dating market, and I'm looking for a woman right now. Now I mean, like, is it something?
It's hard.
Does strength or something like that?
Stay where you at.
No,
it's a hypothetical.
Hypothetically.
I'm not gonna know. Listen, to death do his part. Now I mean, even when she dies, she still ain't gonna.